Hey, fam. This is Leslie with the Wine Concierge, and we have not done a live in a while. And I'm excited. If we're going to do it, we are doing it with the founders of Rose Garden Wine. So I'm excited to be here with Brittany and Joy and to introduce their new wine and share with you their story. And I'm happy to say I have some in my glass, so I will be sipping along. And let me show you the beautiful label here. So, ladies, cheers to you.
Cheers. Absolutely.
So, please introduce yourself. I'll start with Brittany.
Hi, I am Brittany. I am 50% of Rose Garden Wines. I'm so happy to be here with you all today.
Yes. And my name is Joy. I am the other half of Rose Garden. So excited to have this conversation and chat with everyone.
So, I always say that people in wine there's two beginnings. I have not met a third yet. The first is you started in wine in vitro, like you always knew that's what you were going to do. You worked at a vineyard when you were young, and you just like grew up in the whole environment. And then there are people like me who had a whole career before wine and honestly didn't know anything about varietals. I just knew that I liked a Merlot despite the movie Sideways, and that's what I was going to have. I was going to sip on my Merlot and fell into wine. So, how did you guys get started? Were you on path one or were you on path two?
Yeah. I think I can start this one off and then Brittany take it from there. But I think we were definitely the latter. We had an entire career, different career paths before we were able to come together to go on this journey and really find what we love. It took us a lot of learning and education to just understand what we liked. I was very similar. I am a big Prosecco, champagne person. So I just knew I liked that and I didn't know what anything else meant. So throughout our time, we were able to meet in the entertainment industry. And we both bonded on our love for wine. Maybe we didn't know what it was called. We didn't know what a varietal meant at that time. But we knew that we liked some good flavors. And we were able to really stay in contact. And then over COVID is when we came together. It was that weird part of COVID, when they were putting tissues over people's faces. You were scared to leave your house. And Brittany was drinking a glass of tea or a cup of tea. I was drinking a glass of wine. And we were like, how can we make this together? How can we make like a tea infused wine? Well, how can we really like put our passions behind this? And then we did some more research from there. And literally the next week we had a business and we were excited to be able to now bring all of our favorite flavors and really like learn and go on this journey of learning more about the wine industry from that time that we met and really be able to bond and find what we love.
So were you guys how did the two of you meet?
Go ahead, Britt.
I have my own personal story about how we met. Joy and I both worked at Live Nation, and that is where we met. From my perspective, Joy stole my job. Okay,
stole is a big word.
It's funny. I should have like put one of you in a secret booth and say, "Okay, tell me your story," and see how the two match up.
No, so we both working at Live Nation. We both met working at Live Nation, and while that circumstance happened, as you mentioned before, there's either two ways that people get into this industry. We both had very separate jobs outside of wine, but I feel like those experiences brought us together and helped us create this moment in the wine industry. So that's why it's very important that every part of our story kind of leads up to this moment. So we both worked at Live Nation. We've had struggle days where we would forget to eat. And I feel like that's where we bonded because we were working so hard. It would be Monday through Sunday, working nonstop, paperwork during the day. going to shows at night and facilitating the suites at those venues. So it was, we spent a lot of time together. I would say that. So your coworkers became your family, and Joy is now like my sister. So after we both departed from Live Nation, we continued to stay in contact with each other through friendship, and that's how we got started. In COVID, where you pulled your friends in close to try to stay in contact with people in the midst of something so tragic. It was great that we were able to come together to create this product.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joy, please share how you stole her job.
Again, I say stole is a strong word. And also, again, we have different perspectives because when I came in, I didn't know anything about it. So I had started, it was one of our entry level positions because I had done work at a law firm previous to that. So this was my first jump into entertainment, and the first thing I see is Brittany and some of the other staff there as well. But it was really excited to just like get into what working in entertainment and working in a venue was like. So in my eyes, I was just friends and smiley right away, but I didn't know the backstory about the job until a couple weeks later. So
yeah, I couldn't take the job originally when it was offered to me because I was in my last semester at college. So
okay,
I let the job go and came back a few months later and requested it, and Joy was in the position, but they created a position for me. Yes. So then that's how I got brought on.
Okay, all right. And today you are friends and business partners.
Yes.
So you have the Red Blend. Tell us about the Red Blend, because this is a really unique red blend. I probably misrepresent it, but when we pour this wine or when we talk about this wine with others, it always makes me think of a mulled wine. Mm-hmm. And those who are not familiar with mulled wine, but it's usually like a cinnamon, allspice infused warm wine that you're sitting around the Christmas tree and the fire, in a mug. But this wine here, we served it last night and we chilled it. Mm-hmm. And it was great chilled. And I think you really could put this in a crock pot and on a low heat, not to burn out the alcohol, and serve it too. But how would you describe your red blend?
So it's really versatile, right? And I think being able to have it chilled or room temp or heated up, or even in our many types of cocktails, some of your favorite bases of cocktails, good sangria. I love a French 75, a margarita. Like, it can be a really good base to those. So our grapes that we use are Grenache and Tempranillo, which make it a great blend. Anything that's red blend, it makes it a really good base for that. But we also infuse in different herbs and spices like cinnamon, like peppercorn, and like cloves. So it does give that very holiday feel. But again, it's a great everyday wine. Once it goes down nice and smooth. There's not a huge bitter aftertaste. And again, it has it's in its different seasons. So it can feel and taste a little bit different at room temperature because it's going to be a little bit more, the cinnamon, the peppercorn is going to come across more. But when it's chilled, then you're going to really be able to taste more of like the grain of the Grenache grape. It's really going to come to the forefront, and it's going to make it even more smoother going down. So again, love to say it's a great base to your favorite cocktails. We've been doing a lot of events as we get started and launch the product. And we've been finding that even just making it like a simple sangria, not a lot of extra ingredients into it. We've done tastings where we've had it as just the red wine plus some triple sec and plus some orange juice and some orange slices. That's all you need. It makes it a really, really great base. And it has, again, that versatility to it. So if you want to have it in a colder night, or if you just want to drink it in the hottest summer day and have a red wine instead of a white, it's a really great flexibility that we built into the wine.
It's definitely all season wine for sure.
Mhm.
So sometimes when we are pouring in, we have wine tastings, and the descriptors on the back will say like cocoa or sage or um, nutmeg in the descriptors. And sometimes people will say to me, well, how did they get that in there? And I will explain to them that those have not been placed in the wine, but those are the flavors that are presented.
Mhm.
When we talk about like the cinnamon and the peppercorn, you actually infuse that in the wine, correct?
Yeah, so it's a mix of flavoring and the essence of the herb. So it's a little bit of both. But one cool thing is we don't add in extra sugars because those spices do all the work for us. So our blending process, and we work with our producer out of France as well, really takes both of the best worlds to be able to make it its unique blend that it is.
And can you talk about like how did you get to that point, and what made you decide to take that next step? Because often people, they just stop at, okay, well, these are the flavors we want the wine to present, but they're not infusing those additional flavors in.
So we started with on this journey by doing a test kitchen. We knew we wanted a wine that had the essence of our favorite herbs and spices. So we actually got a bunch of herbs, pulled some wine off the shelves of the type of wine we wanted it to kind of taste like. And because we worked with suppliers out in France, we had to do our test kitchen ourselves. So we had to actually create this recipe. We blended we let the herbs sit in the wine. We did some tasting, saw what worked, what didn't work, and started the recipe all over again until we got it exactly where we wanted to be. Down to the alcohol level. We worked with a female winemaker actually out in France to create this product. So that's what makes it very, very unique. And because they have not created a product like this, it was very important for them to meet us in person. So we actually got a chance to go out there, meet with our winemaker, and be hands on and do the final tasting of the product. And we created something that's truly amazing. So, those herbs and spices that you're tasting, we didn't just throw this wine together. We were very hands on in making this product. And we chose those specific herbs specifically for this red blend and our white blend that's coming up later on.
Uh, Great tease, great tease. Uh, so wait a second. Okay, so you're having this COVID conversation, right? And then a couple of glasses of wine, a few mugs of tea, and you're like, okay, girl, let's do this. Let's do
It
this.
was just that we should just make a tea infused wine. And then a light bulb went off, and we kind of said, wait a second, I think we should do that. I think the next week we had a call with the supplier, and everything fell into alignment from there. Like, we only called one person,
Yeah.
and it just worked out.
So what did you Google? Did you
Yeah,
chat GPT?
a quick Google
A
search.
quick Google. But again, at that time this was before, what was the where you can DoorDash alcohol to your house. This is like you had to really search to find all the things. So this
Right,
was
right.
an easy search, but like only few people were able to do what we wanted to do.
Mhm.
So we were able to find expertise really, really quickly, which was awesome. Just a great part of the story.
So okay, so was there any point along the journey where you like, I can't believe we're really doing this?
We say that every day.
I think I said that yesterday. Every single, and you know what? It's just so surreal because I think when we had, and I just shared this story earlier too. When we had just started at the beginning, like we walked into rooms, no one looked like us. Again, we were just learning the language. We started to take a lot more like wine education classes just to understand the grapes and all the different varietals, get the terminology down. But we have been walking into rooms where everyone, again, like you mentioned, they have this perdain knowledge already, and we were just like, hey, we're here, we have this cool product, this cool idea, come and tell us all your knowledge. So every single day it's like you had to pinch yourself because first we were able to get it off the ground, and anyone who's launching a small business knows one of the biggest barriers is funding. One of the biggest barriers is just having people like in your corner and on your team that can help you take you to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to get over that and actually find the correct funding partners, the people in the room today, just everyone that aligned up to be able to get us to this moment, it's just like pinch me moment every single day. And now from, again, this process was COVID, so 2020. So being able to start and actually establish our paperwork in 2021, to be able to go out to the winery, to be able to meet the producers, and now being able to see people tasting the wine, I get so excited. It's really like a wow, we did it. And it's not just about us telling our families like it's coming, I promise it's coming. Because we were thinking we were going to be able to launch in 2021, but we did not know the journey ahead for us. So now being able to go back and like show our work and just be really proud of what we made, it's an incredible moment.
And so what part of France?
Carcassonne.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really cool place. All medieval.
It's a castle town. It's very
literally a castle. It's like, I think it's the oldest working castle in Europe. So really cool place that we were able to join.
That is, and was that your first time visiting France?
Yes.
Yes.
What a way. Like I'm going over to blend my wine.
Yeah, for business. We're going to France for business.
You gotta say with the shoulder. We just went over.
Right. What are you doing this weekend? I'm going to blend my wine in France. That is so cool. So looking back on the journey, which, to be honest with you, 5 years is still a very short time. It's still, it's still a very short time. Looking back on that journey, what would you do different, or what information did you wish you knew now that you would have liked to know back then?
That's a really good question.
Man.
I think that if we had some type of mentor when we first started, we did not know that we would deal with a lot of tariff concerns. And the permitting, it's a lot of red tape when importing a product from another country into the US. And if I would like to have had some type of mentorship to help us kickstart the journey. There was a lot of sleepless nights that we had to stay up to figure out what we needed to know and to do the research. But if somebody was able to wrap it up and hand it on over to us, it would have made the process even easier. Because right now we're even still experiencing some obstacles that we have to jump through on a daily basis because we're still learning along the way. But I think that also empowers us in this space as well. It's teaching us to never stop learning. It's teaching us to continue to move forward despite what's going on, if there's any obstacles in the way. It's teaching us to trust in each other and to surround ourselves with people who are in the industry, who look like us. So those are the people that really empower us and have helped us along this journey. But if I could go back, I would like to have had or witnessed somebody that has done this before, because we're considered outsiders, right? We're not born into the wine industry. Our families don't own vines. We're literally just had an idea. We literally had an idea and decided to move forward with that idea.
Have you, since then, reached out to organizations like the African American Vintners Association or the Roots Fund or any of those organizations?
Maryland, what is the Maryland?
Wine Association.
The Maryland Wine Association, yeah.
Shout out to Claude. Big shout out. I think now that we know that these things exist, we are doing more and more work to get into these spaces and just make those, those connections. But that's definitely part of the business plan now. Let's see how we can start to find mentors in the space and things like that.
Right. Okay, so what was one thing that you were super concerned about then, and now you're like, girl, we should not have been worried about that at all.
I don't think we had any fears. I think we just went for it. I really think we just went for it, and that's the beauty in it all, right? We were like, oh yeah, we don't have money, we're gonna do this anyway. Like we couldn't secure funding, but people believed in us, and that was what was very important. We had people buy into us without even having a product to taste, and just off of, while we may not be born into this wine industry, we know sales, we know marketing, we can sell an experience, and we're really good at that, and that's our strength. And I feel like that's what carried us along the way. I don't see it as, it wasn't a hard journey.
Well, I know of someone who went to your event at Newton White, and they still talk about it today.
Oh,
We were talking the other day, and he was like, you know those girls at the mansion, that was a phenomenal event. I was like, okay, I heard you. But yeah, they still talk about it today, and which credits to, like you said, marketing, you know that area, and you guys are thriving at that. I think that's wonderful.
We like the joke that was our wedding day together, because it was just such a relief to be able to see it all in person, and it just turned out beautiful. Shout out to the whole team that was there to help us with that too.
Yes. So thank you.
That is excellent. So when you mentioned a teaser that you have a white wine, how is that? Is that going to be? Oh, look at you! Not only, well, so please share with us what is in that bottle of goodness.
So it's a little surprise, but I will tell you that it is infused with rose petals and honey.
Oh,
so it has a very, very unique taste.
Okay, all right. So is it more floral on the nose or on the palate?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. But you can really taste the honey in this. And that's what makes it very powerful. We haven't tasted this white in a while. We've been so focused on the red, but I cracked a bottle a few weeks ago, and it almost made me think we should have released this first.
Really?
Yes. It's very florally. You're really going to get the essence of what Rose Garden Wines truly is with this product.
And how did you come up with the name Rose Garden?
It was just something that we threw on a sheet of paper and it stuck.
Yeah, and we're big plant people too. We really are. We love roses. We love gardening. We love being outside. So we were like, if we're going to make this all about our favorite things, we're just going to continue down this path. One of our favorite colors is red. So we're just going to really make sure and lean into the theme.
It really rolled off the tongue immediately. And once it was said, it was like, oh, that's it. That's really it.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question, unwine related. Well, wine adjacent related. So both of you are, have an entertainment background. You dealt with a whole lot of, I'm sorry, I hate this. In our office building, it's a sensor. So if I don't move around, the lights go off. So excuse me for a second. It's like, you don't have to adjust your cameras. It is the office.
It's a wine break. Everybody sip their wine.
Sip. That is perfect timing. Sip break, everyone. You have enough, at least for 2 sips. Everyone should be 2 sips in right now.
I'm sorry about that. And then, like, you might hear this thump. Sometimes if you just hit the desk, the lights will come on. It's also noise activated. I don't get it. But what I was going to ask you is, so what music would you pair your wine with?
We have a playlist that we're developing right now that will go with bottle of wine. So that will be released shortly. For me, it's a smooth R&B mixed with a little bit of neo soul.
Yes.
Mm.
We are big 90s R&B people. So everything we're just envisioning being 90s R&B in one of the movies. Also, big shout out to I know who passed just recently.
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. Yeah. So artists just like that is what went into our mind when we were creating these.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So there is a playlist. All these teasers. There's a playlist. There's wine. There. Oh, okay. All right. And if you only had one wine left that you could drink for the rest of your life, what wine would that be? Excluding your own.
Oh, okay. Ooh, let me think. Mm. Oh man.
I would go for a Syrah.
Okay.
Just because for me, it's hard to find a good one, and I like the search. And I like to try different ones. So like I travel. So my thing when I travel is I collect wine. So I'll just go in the local wine shops, internationally or in other states, and I'll bring product back. Because that's the line of work I work in. A line of work that I work in now, apparently. So I bring back bottles of wine. I like to try a lot of different things. I really like Turkish wine as well. So I got a chance to travel to Turkey, and I brought back a few rosés from there actually that were pretty good. So
Yeah, I think I would have to be an Italian sparkling wine, some type of yeah, maybe like an Italian sparkling would be red
it.
would be me.
That is too funny. Speaking of Turkey, I went there for my 40th birthday. It was a
nice.
gift to myself, and I bought a rug, of course, right?
Oh yes, of course. You can't leave Turkey without a rug.
Right. So, I buy it. This isn't something that you can just put in your suitcase and take on the plane. It actually comes, I think, 3 months later. Right.
Oh.
And at the time, they had this program with the country where the country would actually pay for the shipping of the rug. Right. It was like some grant program they had with the rug makers there. So fast forward, it was a few years ago. Fast forward, I get this random call from this guy, and he's like, "Hey, Leslie," and I'm like, "Who's calling?" It was the producer of the rugs, and he was in the United States, and he was like, "Is this your address?" And I had moved since then, and I was like, "Why are you asking?" He goes, "Oh, because I want to come by and take a look at the rugs, and I have some more rugs with me. Would you like to?" I was like, "Absolutely not. You're not coming to my house."
What is your address? What is your
Right.
mother's maiden name?
Yes. And I think this was like 2 years ago. And then recently he was like, "I'm back." And like, I should just block the number. But it was so creepy and odd that he's like, "Yeah, I guess people must do that." Not me, but have some stranger who somehow has your information to come to your house and take a look at your rugs.
Yeah. Could you imagine? It is spooky season right now, so don't do that. Don't open your doors.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Well, ladies, can you tell people where they can find your wines?
Absolutely. So please visit our website, everything starts on our website. That's where we'll have the playlists coming soon. We'll also have some recipes on how to change up the wine a bit and make it into your favorite cocktails. But rosegardenwines.com is where you'll be able to find all of how to send it directly to your home. Thank you, Leslie, and the Wine Concierge. And also, we'll also be in a couple of different retailers as well. We're really starting with DC and Maryland. We're hoping to venture next into Virginia. And we have new retailers, liquor stores, and restaurants that we're adding on a weekly basis at this point. So we do have a store locator on our website as well.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, so you can definitely find all the locations. Right now we'll be in Waldorf and Baltimore, right in DC. So we're excited to be able to continue to expand where the wines can be found. And then also, too, I think we lost Brittany, but she's coming right back.
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
There we go. Yes. But also follow us on social media. We have and try to stay in touch with folks as much as possible, really launch a lot of the events that we'll be at. We have our Facebook, we have our Instagram, we have our TikTok, we have our YouTube. So we love to hear what folks are saying. And we love to know how you're using the wine. And as you're receiving packages, we love to see the photos in all the different states as well. So please just check us out online. We're in different places to follow us, and then on our website as well.
What's your social media? I put up in the chat your website. What's your social media at Rose Garden?
Yep, everything is at Rose Garden Wines. Very simple on all platforms.
And please be sure to sign up for our newsletter as well, if Joy didn't already mention that.
Yes, sign up to be a Rose Garden Insider. That's also right on the first page of our website. That's also where we're going to try and do some exclusive deals, some merch deals. We'll send out more information about all the fun things that we have coming up and also some of the previews. So please just stay connected with us.
That is awesome. And is there anything else that you'd like to share with the community?
We just want to say thank you, Leslie, for this partnership. You are allowing us to get the wine to the people. So we truly appreciate your support and how you've pulled us in and taken us under your wing and have assisted us in getting our wine shipped.
Absolutely.
Not a problem. It has been a delight. It has been an absolute delight. And I want to thank you for taking time in this evening. I know we had other plans, but you know what? This was probably just meant to be.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to chatting with you guys again. And cheers to everyone. Please make sure you go and if not, buy the wine. Yeah. Follow them, like them, tell your friends about them, and support another small brand.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are here. So thank you all. Thank you so much, Leslie.
You're welcome. Good night, everyone.
Good night.